I've managed to sink my teeth into the Oblivion remaster, not enough to formulate like a full thorough review, but enough to give some first thoughts on it. As somebody who was like a super fan of Oblivion back when it first came out, I have some opinions on this. So if you were a huge fan of the original Oblivion, you will have no problems whatsoever jumping into this. Everything feels familiar with a really nice fresh coat of paint, but it's more than just a graphical upgrade. So yes, visually, it is a fantastic upgrade. The potato people of the original Oblivion are pretty much gone, though you can still get some pretty wild characters in the character creation menu. But one of the things that surprised me is that it's actually a big upgrade to the physics engine as well. Remember, this was made in Unreal. So I'll show you here. The weapons all feel like they have a nice impact and a nice punch to them, which was something that was really lacking in the original Oblivion. Movement also feels much better and more natural, and there's the addition of a sprint function which was sorely missing in the original Oblivion. It makes traversing the gigantic landscape much more enjoyable. Combat has been drastically improved. Every arrow you fire feels like it has impact. Every contact you make with your sword feels good. It's just such a better experience than it was in the OG Oblivion, where weapons mostly felt like giant balloons that you were just smacking against the enemies until they fell over. Gone is the clunky leveling system of OG Oblivion, replaced with an Oblivion Skyrim hybrid that won't allow you to as easily break the game like you could in Oblivion. That might be bad news to some of the purists out there, but for me it's a welcome change. It's safe to say this is more than just a remaster. This isn't just a fresh coat of HD paint over an old game. A lot of necessary improvements were made, and I think makes for a better overall experience. What I will say is that as we pushed more towards realism, we lost some of the charm of the original Oblivion. What I mean by that is that the color palette just isn't quite as vibrant as it was in the original Oblivion. It's not quite as memorable. It feels more like Skyrim than it does Oblivion to me. One thing I've learned over the years about remasters and remakes, though, is we have these expectations that a game's going to take us back to a moment in time, and the reality is we're all past that moment in time. I played the original Xbox 360 version of Oblivion in 2006 when I was 16 years old. I had a lot more freedom back then. Life was very different back then. I'm probably never going to go back to that version of myself. And I think we get this unfair expectation of remasters that they're going to bring back all of the feelings that you had when you were playing this game 20 years ago. That's okay though. This is a damn good remaster, probably one of the best I've ever seen, and it's going to do something that a remaster absolutely needs to do, and it's going to introduce this amazing game to a whole new generation of gamers. I cannot wait to sink my teeth further into this game. I can only play in like hour-long chunks now because that's just where I'm at in life, but I look forward to seeing if the level of quality holds up throughout the entire game. I think it will.